Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah. Hoping you are having a good day. Hoping you had a good day yesterday and you are having a good day today on being a Sunday, and hoping that to the people you will go to church. You will not sit and wait to be given the sermon online, but then you'll go to church. You'll go to church and get the sermon, because I normally advise people that the sermon that you get on Sunday is actually the powerful one. Then later on you can come and listen in. You can come and listen in to your favorite minister. So, of which today I want to talk about the things you must avoid as a minister or as a minister of God. As a minister of God, you need to avoid sexual immorality, because sexual immorality normally drains your power. As a minister of God, as an evangelist, as a pastor, as a reverend, you need to avoid this by all measures. You need to avoid it by all measures. You need to avoid it by all measures, because it will drain your power. Because it will drain your power to the level that you not listen to God. You not listen to God. You can imagine this. You are a minister of God, and you are a male person, and you are a man, that is, and then you do masturbation. You do masturbation. Do you know the way masturbation is very draining? Do you know the way masturbation is very draining? Do you know that? The way masturbation is very draining. Do you know that? The masturbation is very draining. Do you know the way some sexual immoralities, the way they are very draining, including masturbation being one of them, and then also incest. Incest is where a brother and sister do sex. Now you can imagine you are a minister of God, then you meet with your siblings. Then that day, one of your siblings, being that you're a female, for example, they tell you that come we do sex. Do you know the way it is very draining to do incest? And you will have made a sin before God. And you know the way it is not irreversible once you have done incest. Once someone has done incest, especially a minister of God, do you know the way it is very draining? Then later on you come, you're a minister of God, and then, for example, you are a man. Then you decide that today I must rape. Today I must do what we call I must rape. Then you rape someone, or what we call in Kiswahili, we call it kunajisi msichana. Do you know the way kunajisi msichana is very draining? As a minister of God, do you know the way to do some of the sexual immoralities, the way they make you drain your power? And you know the way, as a minister of God, there will be repercussions when you do when you engage in some of the sexual activities. That's why we are normally told, actually we are normally told in the Bible that as a bishop and you're a man, or as a bishop and you're a man, or as a bishop and you're a woman, You're normally, as a bishop, you're told, if you're a man, as a bishop, you're told you have one wife. As a bishop, you're told, in the Bible that is, God accommodates and says that you have one wife. Have one wife, and you love. And then we are told, for the people that are married and that are minister of God, and then we are told that for a man, you should love your wife as Christ did the church. And for the people that are single and they do not have partners, and yet they are minister of God, never engage in any sexual immorality. Never engage in any sexual immorality. Be it is fornication, be it is fornication, yeah? Be it is fornication, or you're doing what we call incest, or you're doing whatever you're going to engage in sexual immorality, whatever it is, don't engage in it. Don't. Let people be laughing at you. For the people that are single and that they are minister of God and they are minister of God, let people be laughing at you. Let people be laughing at you and telling you that wewe ulikataa kuolewa. Let people be saying like that, but then you maintain your purity. You maintain your purity because there's some sexual immoralities, especially for the people that are ministers of God, for the people that are bishops, for the people that are evangelists, for the people that are teachers of the word, for the people that are reverends, for the people that are pastors. There are quite some repercussions. There are quite some repercussions. So I would advise you, for the people that are not married, and that they are ministers of God, you just, my friend, you maintain your purity. Because if you decide to engage in any sexual activity, my friend, you will face the wrath of God. And the wrath of God, especially to the ministers, to his ministers, to his evangelists, to his teachers of the word, and to his to the people that he has called bishops, my friend, it is the wrath of God to those people, especially the ones that I've mentioned. I'm telling you, my friend, the wrath of God is normally painful. And if you do not want to face his wrath, then my friend, it is better for the people that are single and that he has called he has called them to minister. It is better you just maintain your purity. And for the people that he has called for you to minister and you're married, it is better you just love your wife. As he says, you love. For the husbands, you need to love your wives as Christ did the church. Meaning that for the people that are married and that are ministers of God, meaning that even if you're going to argue with your wife, don't come Don't come, you're preaching and you're the one probably is preaching, and then you don't come and you announce it to the whole church that, oh, we did argue with my wife. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is not love. Because we are told love is patience. Love is patience. And love does not recognize any wrong. Love, we are told love is patience. Love does not recognize any wrong. So, for the people that are married, and if you know you love your wife, and if you know he has called you to minister, no matter whatever level he has called you, no matter you've been called to be an evangelist, you've been called to be a teacher, you've been called to whatever he has called you to do, even if you are a minister of God, please, my friend, it is better when you argue with your wife, you solve the issue. If you argue in the morning that you have woken up and probably you're the one that is going to preach, it is better you just take what your wife will provide you for you, the breakfast, you go, you shower, you go, you preach, then later on you come, you solve the issue. Later on you come, you solve the issue. And then avoid competition. To the people that are called to minister, that are called to be ministers of God, you are called to be a minister of God. You're called to be an evangelist. You're called to be a bishop. You're called to be a pastor. You're called to be a reverend. You're called to be a teacher of God. Avoid competition. Because as I will tell you, in this life, there is no competition. And this life, it is a journey. And in this life, it is a journey. You could be admiring someone that is great, that is greater than you. You could be admiring someone that is greater than you, but then admire the person, as I told you in one of my videos, go and honor the person, but then don't say that you won't. Go and honor the person, but later on you can go and ask the person what he or she did to be that powerful, or what he or she did to be that great. So avoid the competition. And then another thing, avoid the love of money. Yes, we all want money. Yes, we all want money. We all want money. But then, avoid the love of money. Because as we are told again in the Bible, that money is the root of evil. Yes, in this life, everybody, you should declare that you do not want to be poor, but then don't avoid the love of money. Because as I have seen a couple of people that claim to be called nowadays. I've seen a couple of people that claim to be called by God, and then I've seen a couple of them, the way they were doing the ministry, and the way they were when they did set the church, they are now the building. When they did set now the building, I'm telling you, my friend, there's a couple of them who did take literally, pastor anachukua sadaka ya waumini na anaenda anaitumia. Of which a couple of pastors and a couple of ministers of God nowadays they do that. Of which a couple of pastors and a couple of ministers of God nowadays they do that. So of which I will say, don't be and for the people that are not called to this, And don't be brainwashed. Don't be brainwashed. Don't be brainwashed, because as we are told in the Bible that we will know them by their fruits. We will know them by their fruits. We will know them by their fruits. And then there's a verse in the Bible that says that my people perish for the lack of knowledge. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. So, for every believer, if you know you're not called to be a minister of God, you're not called to be a pastor, you're not called to be a bishop, you're not called to be a reverend, you're not called to be an evangelist or a teacher of God, my friend, please, and you know you're a born-again Christian, please, before you go to any church, before you go to any church that is now the denomination, before you go to any denomination, please check the history first, check the history first. Then after you've checked the history, now ask people how the pastor is. Ask people how the pastor is. And then ask people how the pastor is. And then now you can also ask the fellow congregation whether the sermons have transformed them in one way or another. And after you've found that, they tell you that the sermons have transformed them, and how the pastor is, does the pastor help, does the reverend help, then after you have known all that, now my friend, you can go and continue with, and you can go and you can make that your church. But then please, to every believer outside there, let us not be brainwashed. For there are a couple of us, especially my generation, Gen Z, there are a couple of us that have been brainwashed. There are a couple of us that have been brainwashed. There are a couple of us that have been brainwashed. Because there is also a verse in the Bible that says that some of you will say that I did this, I did preach, I did this, I did that, I did this, but then I will tell them, I'm not allowing you to enter the kingdom of God. So now, would you rather they call you a fool? Would you rather they call you a fool, and then they tell you that you refuse to come to our church, but then when God now calls you back home, He allows you to enter His kingdom? Would you rather that than you get to be brainwashed? You get to be brainwashed. You get to be brainwashed. So, my friend, please, let us not be brainwashed. Because there are a couple of churches, I won't mention names here, because there are a couple of churches, I won't mention names here, that are actually cults. They're not churches. That are actually cults. They're not churches. That are actually cults. They're not churches. So, you'd better know that. Then, as a minister of God, avoid pride. As a minister of God, avoid pride. And I repeat again, As a minister of God, avoid pride. If you know God has called you to be a minister, to be his minister, to be his evangelist, to be his pastor, to be his reverend, to be his bishop, avoid pride. And I repeat again, avoid pride. Because there's a saying that there's an Englishman once said that pride comes before a fall. Meaning that you will show pride. And then remember, once you show pride today, tables do turn. Tables do turn. And this I will say to every person that is a bishop and you are married. To every person that is a bishop and you are married, please, and you know you have been called to preach, and they call you and your children, please show your children for them not to have pride. Please show your children for them not to have pride, because as I will ask a couple of the pastor's kids, and I'm not pointing fingers on anyone, please. Ask a couple of the pastor's kids. Some of them will tell you, if not for their fathers and their mothers to show them not to have pride, some of them would not have been where they are today. Some of them would not have been where they are today. So to every person that is a bishop, and you know you are married, and you know you have got children, to every person that is a bishop, and you know you are married, and you know you have got children, please show your children not to have pride. Please show your children not to have pride. And then if you know you are a bishop and you're married and you've got your children, please show your children compassion. Please show your children compassion. Please show your children to have kindness. Please show your children kindness. Please show your children kindness, compassion. Show them the value of being true. Show them the value of being true, and then show them the value to work by their hands. Show them the value to work by their hands. Because ask a couple of them now that are mature adults. Ask a couple of them now that they are mature adults. Some of them will tell you, if not for their fathers and their mothers to show them the value of compassion, the value of being true, the value of kindness, the value to work by their hands, some of them would not have been where they are today. Some of them would not have been where they are today. And then, to every believer, and you know, to every believer, also please, and you know that you are a father and you've got your children, please show them the value of compassion, show them the value of being true, show them the value to work by their hands, show them everything, because as I will tell you, if not for today, if not for my father and mother to show me the value of working by my hands, if not for my father and mother to show me the value of being true, if not for my mother to show me the value of my mother and father to show me the value of hard work, my friend, I would not be doing some of the things that I do today. I would not be doing some of the things that I do today. I would not have done that. So please, To every person that is a parent, please, and you're not a minister of God. Also, you are required to show your children the value of being true, the value of hard work, the value of working by their hands, and the value of self-compassion. The value of self-compassion. The value of self-compassion. And once you do that, and then to every person that is single and that is also a minister of God, please don't show pride. Don't show pride. Because as I will tell you again, my friend, tables do turn. Tables do turn. So you could go and then you start criticizing someone, you start not seeing someone as of value. But then, my friend, one time, also you can be, God can make you be to that, to the person that you criticize, to the person that you did not see of value, to the person that basically treat a person the way you'd want to be also to be treated. That you'd also be treated. So thank you for listening to me. Do have a lovely day and see you tomorrow. And have a blessed week ahead.